To start our restaurant simulation system, please cd to the program directory and run the command bash start.sh to start the program. And please make sure that the bash is updated to the latest version to prevent unexpected error. And here you can copy the IP address of our system and paste it into the browser. Now you can see the home page of our simulation system. And before starting introducing our case study, I'll first introduce the basic functions and workflow of our program. Here on the left hand side you can see the studio section, where you can design and create your own restaurant model. And it's quite distinct that there are three buttons: the scene, logic, and traffic. And these three are the most important parts to design your restaurant. And I'll zoom into the scene part first. So here you can add those essential items like table, cashier, pickup points, etc. And if you want to change any one of them, you can simply click on this item. And here on the right hand side, you can see the edit panel, where you can change or edit any parameters into whatever you want. But please keep in mind that the queue areas have already been linked for order points, cashier, pickup points, and treats return points, which means there's no need for you to edit by hand. And also, you can design and create the menu of the restaurant to calculate its cooking time, dining time, or the overall revenue of the restaurant for better simulation. And the second part is the logic part, which is quite essential for the case study later on. And here you can see 12 logic rules in total, and each one of them carries two options. For example, the queue choice, you can select either shortest line first logic or the shortest predicted wait first logic. So after setting up all of them, all of these 12 logic rules, you have almost built the game rule of our simulation system. And if you change any one of them later on, the simulation results gonna be totally different. And the last part is the traffic part. Here you can add or change the customer's data. For example, you can define its duration, its arrival density, group size, and so on. So after finishing setting up all these three parts, you have almost setting up your own restaurant model. But please keep in mind that you need to define the scale of the simulation restaurant to keep the restaurant consistent without breaks or wear sides, and make our restaurant more realistic and creditable. So now, by following the same workflow as mentioned earlier, we have already built up 6 restaurant models. And for this video, I'll just take the Hong Kong daily as an example. And you can also choose either one of them for the demo test. And here, just click the Hong Kong daily and the load button. And now you can see the layout of the whole restaurant. Then you can click the Run Simulation button to build the simulation framework. So after this progress is done, you can change your position from the studio section into the run section and click the play button. Here you can also choose the playback speed of this simulation video. Also, you can drag the slider to whatever position you want. Now on the right hand side, you can see all these KPIs plus live KPIs, including the wait time, the meal time, missing rates, etc. And by combining all these rates together, you can get a composite score to indicate the overall performance of the whole restaurant. And that is also the most important indicator for comparison in the later on case study. So now just drag the slider to the end of the simulation. So now I just finished the whole simulation progress, and now you can click the improvement button. And then the program will automatically change the logic rule options backend for testing, scoring each performance, and output the top 6 with the best results. And it may take some time because the workload is quite large. So now the improvement part is almost done. Yeah, it's done. And here the program suggests us to use a custom tree return logic plus the remove one multi-row stuff logic, and that change can increase the overall performance of our restaurants by 0.0066 scores, which is not that distinct, but it can be a good choice. So now we have finished the simulation of the basic circumstance of this Hong Kong daily, and you can remember the composite score right now is 0.89, and perhaps other as well, if you want to remember. And what if I want to explore what will happen if I just change all the service mode from the staff service into self-service? And that is the most important part in our case study, that is comparison. And in order to do that, we can trace back to the studio part and click the logic button that I have already mentioned earlier. And for this 12 logic rules, I just changed the ordering service from the staff ordering into self-ordering, and the pickup mode from the staff delivery mail into customers pickups mail, and cleaning mode from the staff clears tables rule to customers return trays. And after reciting all these logic rules, we can rerun the simulation and build up the operation framework. Now, after finishing the building the framework, we can repeat the whole process once again. Click the play button and drag the slider into the end of the simulation. Now, the simulation is done, and you can see that the composite score right now is 0.90, which means by changing the service mode from the staff service into self-service, we increase it by almost 0.01 score. And that is a huge improvement, which means restaurant can change its service mode from staff service into self-service for better performance. And we can also compare the other rates with the earlier one and analyze it. So that is the whole process and workflow of our case study. If you have any questions, and if you want to know the more detailed information about our program, you can refer to the GitHub repository for more information. Thank you for watching.